Hi, this is Nicholas Tobin. This is a video in response to the Module 5 critical thinking question. Through the starting of a case study process, along with the testimony from one of Expressly for Children's lead teachers, my wife Mandy, it has been decided that the most pressing issue facing the daycare are the skills or productivity or ability of the two directors, the management team, in an effort to improve the director's performance. This again is if there were an organizational development audit on the company. In an effort to improve their performance, a leadership assessment has been created by myself. Is loosely based on the benchmarks for managers assessment that's been created by the Center of Creative Leadership. So I'm just giving evidence that site was used, and I will be paraphrasing loosely their assessment and giving credit to that organization. The performance appraisal I created begins with a section called Working Towards Organizational Goals. The first part of the assessment looks to see if both managers work successfully with the upper management, or in this case would be the ownership, and are able to present information to them, the ownership, persuade them when needed, and stand up to them if necessary. 2, do the manager's abilities and goals align with the mission and the vision and the goals of the organization? 3, do they have an eye for detail? Can they see the primary and secondary problems that persist in their workplace, and can they make the necessary adjustments? 4, do they learn from the mistakes of those around them and their own mistakes, including mistakes by the upper management or ownership level of staff, and are they able to not repeat those mistakes? 5, do they have solid working relationships with both the subordinates, the teachers and aides, and those above them in rank, the ownership? Are they decisive? Do they not hesitate when making decisions? And are they action-oriented? When in terms of change in the workplace, do they lead by example when there are changes? Do they accept and promote the idea that change is a positive thing? And do they effectively manage subordinates' resistance to organizational change? Are they able to implement it afterwards? Relationships. Do they understand the value of a good mentoring relationship, and are they willing to mentor others as well as being mentored themselves? Do they effectively build and maintain communication channels between subordinates and the ownership? Do they respond to feedback from both levels? As a middle manager, do they respond to feedback from subordinates and from their own supervisors? And lastly, their leadership qualities will be examined. Do they act fairly and not play favorites? Do they manage and handle the staff in a way that results in employees being motivated? And furthermore, are employees acting on the suggested contributions that the management is suggesting? Is it working? Next, are they developing personnel by issuing fair challenges and creating opportunity for employee success through these challenges? Do they reward hard work and dedication? And lastly, are they finding and acquiring highly capable talent who produce at a high level? Are they staffing well? So that would conclude the performance assessment I created, which would lead us to, in this scenario, after the assessment had been evaluated, a training program tailored to the individuals would then be created, on the premise that both managers would be able to attend a training seminar that was based on their performance assessment and tailored specifically to them. The goal of the training program would be one to ascertain each individual's personal leadership strengths and weaknesses, and build an improvement plan for those weaknesses. Develop more effective communication and relationship skills for each manager. Another goal would be to increase the self-confidence of each manager and reassure these individuals that they have a belief in themselves as a great leader. Next, a goal would be to improve management's conflict resolution abilities, and teaching them to use effective conflict management techniques. And lastly, the goal would be to reinforce management's ability to create business strategies that will be profitable for the company, and how to implement those strategies effectively. Thank you. That concludes Module 5. Thank you.